I speak of femininity from now on. To be a woman is to learn to walk with your own legs. It is to choose who will touch your uterus without knowing who will be born from inside, if anyone will be born. The uterus is a nest and also waits or just imagines. The bottom gives the floor and the illusion of a stable place, but the constant rocking provides that it is not. The wind sometimes encourages, refreshes. When it cuts the skin, it becomes suffering no matter how boiling it is inside. My flag has no name, but it wants to be an ocean. I'm melting with this idea. They put a heavy load of stereotypes on the word femininity, even though it is a multicolored and vast in nature. Each being walks in it in a different way. Each being builds a dwelling with these letters, or just arrives suddenly. The empty space that the word femininity gives you opens a place for you to fill or dump. We grew up in a world of binary ideas, yet we still get lost because there is a multi-binary system in the language. I would like to talk about everything I don't know about femininity. After all, how can I talk about femininity inhabiting another body? There are marks that stick together, others say goodbye. Time goes on polishing each experience without asking us if we are ready. Maybe one day we won't need to talk about it anymore, but it is still early. Space water, red blood stamping the days, renewal and loss. The word menstruation still sounds quietly, as do the words female orgasm. Fertility spreads through the body because generating is a human capacity, a drop in the mystery. Submissiveness does not hold us in chains. It freed us a long time ago. Iemanjá reminds us that femininity requires wisdom and strength. I started by writing femininity on a blank sheet of paper, walking in uncertainty. As much as femininity calls us, diving into it is a choice. Writing my ancestry is writing peace. I go on a visit inside the word, writing trace with raw flesh on paper. The few stories I know are loose fragments of my mother's memory, kept for years in a trunk of traumas. The words from my mother's mouth told me the reason for the silent echo of her actions, and I was able to read what is written in her screams and suspicions. Arriving by ship from the other side of the ocean, leaving their country, language, roots, and land of origin, planting trace of Italy and new dreams in Brazil. Great great grandmother, great grandmother, grandmother, mother. Our genetic code binds us. I am the reverberation of someone I haven't even met. Sometimes I struggle to deviate from a generational trajectory of lamentation. Sometimes I struggle to rescue an invisible trust. In Portuguese, words have gender, but they have no sex. A human invention. She was expecting a boy. She thought it would be easier for a boy to defend himself against the risk of being a child. She grew up picking grapes, investigating clues to put together the puzzle of what was going on around her. She became Teddy to protect herself. She knew that her younger sister had her childhood torn up forever. Born by natural childbirth at home, cured with tea and rituals, she made me tea when I had a stomachache or pain in my soul. When she was a child, she used to play with straw dolls until she got money from her work in the fields to buy her first plastic doll. Walked in flip-flops or barefoot on the dry and wet ground. When she was coming home from school, she smelled the polenta that my grandmother prepared for lunch. My mother heard my grandmother's last breath. Today I listen to my grandmother through my mother. Stepping on the ground, planting steps. Fruits of a lighter tomorrow, not perfect. Make peace with the land to bury the pains of women before me. Not to hide, but to make that rest fertilizer for a life to come. Denying doesn't make it disappear. It doesn't make you forget. Generational memory integrated into the genetic code of our acts. There is no reason not to see, impossible to unsee. Mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. I would love if our past was with more beauty and poetry, but it is also made up of cruel grammar. I'm not able to narrate your stories in detail, even my own story slips. There is no vocabulary for everything, even in Brazilian Portuguese. Grandmother, mother. Sometimes I want to dig an impossible fortress, and I dream that one day the world will be a safe place for our daughter, our son. A place created in us, unblocking love, passing it on to the next generations, embracing our subjectivity and bodies, freeing ideas from parasitic colonization. Mum, I learned that talking takes us further, writing too. I'm tired of flowering the real. There is no reason to decorate the pain. The truth comes back, finds the present again. I feel responsible for making a generational cut. For that, I use a pen. Breaking the chain of veiled violence, cultivating desire in the womb, in the voice, and in the cells. Perhaps this is the reason for my life.